All right, guys, so like I've been saying, the market is looking real good right now to be buying up some coins, to be building up that portfolio. But we are coming soon to the time where selling is going to be the main focus, the main thing that we're doing in cryptocurrency, right? Why is that? Well, we are going to be experiencing the top of this bull market that we're currently in and the commencement of the bear market, right? When is that time coming? I believe that it's coming within the next couple of months, sometime before the end of the year. So there are a couple things that I want to make sure that you have in mind when it comes to these following weeks, these following months, is that you don't want to make mistakes, right? You've been building up the portfolio. Hopefully you've been building up your portfolio for the past months, maybe even a year or two, right? 3 years if you're really early with this bull market, okay? And now is the time where it all pays off. But you could completely ruin your gain potential, right? The amount of money you could make with this bull market by making stupid little mistakes, right? So how do you avoid making those mistakes? You don't want to be making too many moves beforehand, right? You don't want to be selling like a big portion of one coin and moving it into another. You don't want to be trying to trade the worth of your coin, right? Because what's going to come is a lot of volatility. You're going to see the market going up, down, left, right? You're going to naturally want to sell like 20% or 50% of your holdings in a certain coin, hoping that it's at a top and then buy back in lower. But keep in mind that when we're at this end of the market is just so crazy that even top level traders make huge mistakes, right? So you don't want to be one of those people. What you want to be is a bit more on the passive side and really only focused on selling again once that time comes. I don't believe it's quite right now, but it will be at some time in the next couple of months. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is that these exchanges will be locking up, right? What does that mean? Was when there's so many people trying to sell their coins or buy more coins, right? Because they see the market going up, they're FOMOing into these assets. There's going to be far too much volume on these exchanges, right? And it's more than they are used to and a lot more than they can handle. So what happens is that they freeze withdrawals, they freeze trading, spot trading, and a bunch of different things, right? So you don't want to be on that side of the spectrum. How do you avoid that? By having multiple accounts on multiple exchanges, right? And setting those sell orders in advance. They've got some like construction stuff going on here, making some noise, so hopefully the mic doesn't pick it up. But another thing is that you want to, like I said, you want to set those sell orders in advance, right? You don't want to see that a certain coin of yours is up, let's say, whatever, 30%, right, in the past 24 hours. And you're like, oh, shoot, it's a good time to, sell whatever, 5%, 10% of my holdings, right? You don't want to be rushing to send from your wallet to your exchange to set the sell order, right? It's a bit of a toss between two things, right? Because you don't want to have a large holding on an exchange for an extended period of time, but nor do you want to be rushing like in the moment that you want to sell. Okay, so really it's like you're expecting that the market is going to have its jump, right? You see that a certain asset is increasing in value and you're like, oh shoot, it's getting near that time where I don't want to take some profits on this coin. You go ahead and send 5% of your holdings, 10%, 1%, whatever you're comfortable with, right? Selling at that price. Send it over to the exchange, and then you set that sell order a bit higher at whatever you believe is a price that it'll reach, okay? For my patrons and for those that want to have help, one-on-one from me, I'm going to be letting my patrons know exactly what time I'm selling my coins over, selling them, etc., etc. Because it's really like the more information, the more you're set up in advance, the better it's going to go for you, right? So if you're interested in that, the link for the Patreon is in the description below. But like I said, it's a toss-up because always, you don't want to have a large amount of a crypto holding on an exchange, right? Like, for example, on your Binance account, because at some point they could freeze withdrawals and you can't even access your assets, right? Your coins. But at the same time, you don't want to have, a sell order and a decent amount of money on an exchange for weeks and weeks on end, waiting for that price to really jump up, right? So, like I said, the way to do it is to, once that coin is up a lot, right, and then you're expecting it to have that last little peak, that's when you start to send your coins over. Again, you don't want to send your whole bag, your whole amount, right? Whatever you're gonna sell. You send over whatever you're gonna sell in that next day or 2 or 3 days, right? And always minimize your risk by sending a small amount, because like I said, if the exchange locks up and then you can't even withdraw your coins, then at least it's not like your whole bag, right? Again, it's not forever. It'd just be for like a day or 2 or 3 or whatever it may be, that they lock up the withdrawals or the trading for it. Sometimes the trading, they lock it up for like maybe an hour or 2 or 3, but it's not like for a whole day or for a whole week or anything like that. And obviously, once you have a decent amount of stable coins, right, or whatever asset you're trying to sell into, you can earn income off of that, right? So another mistake you want to avoid is sending it to some kind of fishy looking site and they saying that they're going to promise you X amount of returns, right? If it's staking, that's legit. If it's masternodes, if it's different decentralized applications, right, they are solid. Again, you don't want to be sending your coin to some random website that doesn't have credibility, right? Do your research on whatever platform it is that you plan on sending your money to, your assets to, right? Because keep in mind that once you send your money, that it's theirs. Like, you have no control of it whatsoever. That's why I love staking, because you own your coins, right? You're not sending it to some other third party hoping that they give you a return or anything like that. That is the case with decentralized applications, right? DeFi. It's a crazy world that we live in, to think that we can, just click a couple of buttons on a computer screen and make a lot of money, right? But it is the world that we're in, okay? There's a lot of money to be made and there's a lot of money to be lost, okay? I really don't want you guys to make the mistakes, especially when like you could be sitting there looking at a huge amount of wealth, and by stupid little mistakes you could wipe out a big chunk of it, okay? I definitely don't want you guys to miss out on that. If you have questions, if you want to learn more about it, if you want to make sure that you're set up the right way, again, you can sign up for one-on-one with me through the Patreon link in the description below. But yeah, guys, these are just a couple of things that I want you guys to keep in mind for when it comes to the time to sell, right, for these following months. Very important times, very great times in the market, right? All of the patience, all the passiveness throughout the year, throughout the months, right? This is what it all leads up to, okay? Making sure you don't make those mistakes, setting yourself up the right way, selling at the right prices. You don't want to sell too early, nor do you want to be selling too late. Right, there's a way to do it. There's a professional way to do it. Man, this wind is killer. Like I said, I want to do some more trading content on the channel. I just got to get my own skill set a bit more, iron out the creases in my own skill set before I start posting up content on my channel here in YouTube. If you guys enjoy the content, please drop a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel with your post notifications turned on. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.